Hi, I'm Kayla Wahl, graduated from Columbia College's creative writing program last December with a BA in fiction writing. I write nonfiction now, however, and this is an excerpt from one of my pieces titled Adult Oriented. I was 17 with braces. Bright pink rubber bands looped around the brackets in my mouth when God appeared to me in a dream. He told me it was my destiny to be a porn star. I was young, peroxide blonde, big-breasted, and flexible. I accepted God's proposal. Once without direction, my life now had purpose, meaning, something tangible that I could grip onto and ride like a mechanical bull. The horns felt good in my hands. I attended Catholic school, but I didn't believe in God. I wasn't sure what I believed in. I wanted to believe I was edgy or rebellious, a flamingo in a flock of pigeons, or a loud tornado gliding over a quiet Midwestern town. I wandered the hallways aimlessly, with no shorts beneath my plaid kilt and a fresh tongue piercing. I spoke with a lisp for a month as my swollen tongue healed. My history teacher caught on that I wasn't speaking correctly and promised not to give me a detention for my new body modification, even though school policy insisted he should. But he did warn me about potential gum decay from having a metal ball in my mouth. I appreciated his concern. That teacher always rooted for me. I think he was the only one. Teetering on a jagged line between searching for meaning in life and being too cool to search for meaning in life, I sat on the floor of my bedroom and waited for someone to tell me what to do. I was open to suggestions from anyone. God just happened to be the first person, entity, or whatever, to tell me exactly what it was I needed to do. When I told my mother about my vocational calling, we were in the car on the way home from school, a black Ford Escape that glistened in the sunlight like a damp forehead. My mother was also blonde, platinum. She always wore capris and oversized t-shirts with various logos on them. Some were for local fundraisers she never participated in, and others were for tractor supply companies or breweries. Those shirts were amassed in her closet from various thrift stores and flea markets. Comfort was her thing, not fashion. I admired that about her. My mother gripped the steering wheel and called my dream ridiculous. I reminded her that God only appeared to important people like prophets and virgins. She ignored me and asked if I'd taken out the trash in my room. Apparently it stunk in there. I hadn't noticed. We went to a tattoo parlor on a Saturday morning, a nice one with a fake chandelier and large fish tank in the lobby. The fish swam back and forth like they were running from something, but I didn't see anything. I identified with that. I told my mom we were there because I wanted to reinvent myself. She nodded and said to consider it an early birthday gift. I lay on my back as a man who looked to be in his late 30s, with a tattoo of a sphinx on his upper left arm, pushed a needle through the top of my belly button. I winced, and then wondered if he'd ever been to Egypt or if he'd like to take me. The belly button gem was light blue and sparkling. It made me look edible, like candy. I looked at my piercer and smiled. At home, in the mirror of my vanity, I pursed my glossy lips into an O and moaned. Taped along the golden frame were pictures of my dogs, friends, and makeup tips sloppily cut out from the pages of Cosmopolitan. They surrounded my face and torso like an attentive audience waiting for the next song, and I was going to give it to them. I was going to give it to everyone one day. I slid my tongue over my braces, feeling the rough grooves of metal before grabbing my bare breasts and squeezing. I moaned again. I practiced, and then I practiced some more. I slipped my fingers in between my lips and sucked. It wasn't enough, though. Nothing was ever enough, and I threw a fit. I needed actual practice. I needed a boy. So I found one and agreed to meet at a campsite 20 minutes from my house where he would take my virginity. Inside a tent, the classmate from third period current events flipped me onto my back on top of a sleeping bag. His penis was mounted inside of me as he knelt over my naked body. We were two wrestlers tangled up in one another, oiled with each other's sweat and grunting with every slight movement. My pussy bled from the pressure, the blood smeared along my inner thighs and coating his dick, but I told him to keep going. It was all so dirty and rough, and I liked it. He slammed his eyes shut and whimpered, and I told him I felt like I was in a porno or something. He didn't say anything, but instead panted like he was going to come. I looked up at him and said, "Did you know that I want to be in pornos?" "Thank you."